Alright, what's up guys? Higgins in Japan here with not so much a laundry video, because I'm not doing my laundry, I'm doing a dishes video. I'm in the kitchen. I'm back doing the dishes. Back and yeah, so I wanted to make a quick video. This is not going to be a quick video. So I don't know why I said it's going to be a quick video. Anyways, I wanted to make a video about something that you might want to look into if you're coming to Japan to be a teacher, especially if you plan on, hopefully that's not too loud. This might be a bad idea, doing the dishes. Yeah, the water's got to heat up first because it's really cold. It's snowing. For some reason, some hot water. There we go. The water's getting hot. Anyways, I wanted to make a video because something happened today that if you, despite not working for a dispatch company for almost 3 years now, something that I had to deal with today that actually kind of, well, not kind of, had things been done correctly, properly in the first place, I wouldn't be dealing with today. And yeah, some things that I should have asked but didn't know to ask, and so that's why I'm making this video, is because this is all about things that you should ask your dispatch company if you're going to work for a dispatch company or any kind of like contract company in Japan. The thing is, what most of these companies do is before you get here, they have some things set up for you. You know, like they'll set up your bank account for you, set up like your utility stuff, maybe get like some places will set up an apartment for you, so they'll have that ready for you. They'll do all this stuff for you, which is very convenient and very helpful, especially if it's your first time in Japan and you've not done this stuff before. It can be a very daunting task to kind of fill out paperwork and have to do a lot of stuff kind of on your own. And so, as much as I don't like dispatch companies, there are some things that they do that actually do help you out and can be pretty convenient. And so, story time here. Story time. It's a story time video. No, I mean it kind of is, but it's not one of those like stupid like, I'm a YouTuber and here's a story that I made up to tell on the internet. I don't know who that was. I don't know what voice that was, but no, but so before I even moved to Japan, I applied for a dispatch company, got hired. They started, you know, the paperwork to get me over here and all that kind of stuff, and set up my bank account for me and set up my utilities for me, and I got my apartment and all that kind of stuff. So when I got here, I basically just had to sign my name on a bunch of papers and I was good to go. The thing is, whenever my bank account was set up, they for some reason decided that I didn't need the ability to transfer money, not only from just like my bank account in Japan to America, but from my bank account in Japan to, say, other bank accounts in Japan. So the few times that this has happened to me, like when I got so the house that I'm in now, when I got this place, the down payment, they were like, oh, just go to the bank and do a bank transfer and you'll be good to go. And it was cool. The only problem is that my account was never set up to be able to do that. And so it was a big, long process that I didn't need to go through had my account been set up in the right way. And so today was again one of those days where I had to do a bank transfer. Just a simple transfer. I was renewing my lease for my place here, and They have a service fee that you have to pay whenever you renew your contract or your lease contract with them. And so, simple letter in the mail, hey, can you send us some money for the renewal fee? And you'll be on your way, you're good to go, everything's fine. Sure, no problem. I go to the bank, put in my ATM card. Your account is not allowed to do this. All right. Tried a couple of times just to make sure it wasn't just like a goof, a little goof on me, and decide no, I need to talk to one of the tellers at the bank. And so I go to the teller and I say, hey, I need to do a bank transfer, and she says, oh yeah, it's no problem, you can just use your card at the ATM. And I think to myself, well, I could explain to her that yes, I've tried that, but I don't know, maybe I just wasn't hitting the right buttons, or maybe I wasn't going through the right menu system, or I don't know, maybe she knew something that I didn't. So she took me over to the ATM. She said, you know, put your card in, put your PIN number in. She like turned away so she wouldn't look at my PIN number, which was nice of her. I got some friends that won't even do that. And yeah, so she was like, you know, push this button here, and she told me which buttons to push. I was like, sorry, I can't really read a lot of kanji. It was a lot of kanji, and so she was like, yeah, no problem. Like, just push this button here, and told me what stuff to do. Very helpful, very kind. And the same thing happened. The machine is like, yeah, you can't do this. Spit my card out. And she's like, did you put in the right PIN number? I said, yeah. And she said, well, let me see your bank book. So I pulled out my bank book, and she's like, oh, I know the problem. And I'm like, yeah? So she said, yeah, we got to go fill out some paperwork and stuff. So so we then went over to the counter area, and she's like, yeah, you're going to have to fill out this paperwork. You're going to have to do this stuff. And started working on actually fixing my account so that I could do bank transfers. And I tell you this whole long story, this whole boring long story, just to tell you this. If you're going to work for a dispatch company here in Japan, there's some questions that you need to ask when you start out and before you even start. And I wrote an article for the ALT Insider website maybe last year sometime. It was like 5 things you need to ask before you take a job at a dispatch company. And while I don't ever claim to be an expert on anything, I feel like there's some stuff in there, some good stuff in there, that if you really do plan on being a teacher in Japan, and especially in ALT, and especially working for a dispatch company, there's a lot of things that you might not know to ask. And so I'll put a link in the description to the article, but also add this video to the things that you should ask them. If they're going to set up your bank account, make sure the bank account is set up the right way. Now, I understand, as I went through the process and as I thought about it this afternoon, I realized why they didn't set it up in the first place that way, because it took extra steps. They would have had to ask me a couple of questions like my social security number, and they would have needed to get information from me. So instead of doing that, they just didn't ask me at all, and set up my bank account so that I couldn't use the normal free features that are offered by the bank. Now, I don't know why they thought that was a good idea. Being attacked by the washing machine. 1 second. Shut up! Shut up! Anyways, I'm back. Yeah, I don't know why they didn't ask me those questions when I was filling out paperwork to work for their company. Why they couldn't have just simply said, hey, we need to set up your bank account, and we need like 2 pieces of information. Because honestly, the only thing that I had to fill out today that was something that they would have needed to ask me was, I think maybe it was just my social security number. I think that was all they would have had to ask me. Just like a 3-second conversation, a little line on the email. Hey, what's your social security number? we need to fill out this form for you. And they didn't do that, and thus they kind of limited, not kind of, they completely limited the way that my account was set up and the way that I could even use my account. Like, I don't understand. Maybe somebody can answer, maybe riddle me this, Batman, in the comment section. Maybe you know better than I do why they wouldn't ask for simple information to set up my account the proper way. Because, honestly, it kind of comes down to laziness. It kind of comes down to them just being like, whatever. He's not going to be here that long anyways, right? The turnover rate at our company is so high that, like, he's not going to be here long enough to actually need the full features that are offered for this bank account. Like, that's the thought that goes through my head. But I don't want to be, like, completely cynical about it. Maybe they just didn't think to set up my account. I don't know. Because, like, you work overseas, maybe you have bills to pay. You know, I know a lot of teachers, you know, send money home. You know, I don't know. Who knows what you do with your money? It's your money. But, like, I just don't understand why they wouldn't think that the normal free features that come with having a bank account. Like, because I went in there today, spent an hour and a half in there filling out paperwork and getting stuff situated and done, and all this stuff that could have been done years ago. And while you could say, well, you never use it, and it's true, I only had to do this 3 times, I think, it's still one of those inconvenient things that I had to do now that could have been done by somebody years ago, and just was never done. So, I don't know. I don't know what their thinking was behind not, like, setting up my account the full way that it should be. But, short story long, things that you should ask about your dispatch company before you take a job. Dispatch company, Ekai, whatever it is. Questions you need to ask before you take a job. I'll put a link to the article in the description below. If you have any more questions, or if you have any comments, or you have any suggestions, or things you just want to spam at me, whatever, I don't care. It's not like I do anything else. Let me know in the comment section below, or head over to facebook.com/Higgins in Japan, a thriving community where I don't ever post anything other than these videos. But hey, it exists, and if you're there, cool. I will catch you at another time in another video, probably not in my kitchen. I don't know what's going on. Have a good one. Peace.